So let's bring in Jess Lettingham, a criminal defense attorney, federal litigator, and managing partner at Lettingham Law. Jess, good morning to you. Always good to see you as we talk about how this case is progressing. We are now focused in on Jane's testimony. It has included a lot of specific language, like saying things like she does not want to do this anymore, that she felt like she was reliving her sexual drama, as it was related to star witness Cassie Ventura, of course. So why does her testimony matter in the details that she is exposing?
Thank you, Franchon. Always a pleasure to be on. Let's break it down. Her testimony is very similar to Cassie's testimony, and that is why it's important. Jane is more the star witness than Cassie was. And that's for a few reasons. One, we're seeing a pattern. We're seeing him love bomb these girls. You know, they fall head over heels, and then the next thing you know, they feel like prostitutes. Then we're also seeing one instance in particular where he beat her, he beat the doors of stuff down, and then he forced her into one of these hotel nights. So her testimony is extremely important, not only because there's a trafficking of her charge against Diddy, but it really bolsters Cassie's charge as well.
Very interesting. Well, we know cross-examination of Jane, it is continuing today. What do you believe the defense is going to try and highlight here? And what does the defense need to do in light of what she's revealing to represent its client well?
They need to make her untruthful. They need to make it seem like she is lying because she's bitter that he left her for the younger woman and had a baby with another woman. They need to poke holes in the story of him beating her and then having sex, because that is really like the biggest one that stands out. Is that's clearly he forced her into a hotel night. So they're going to have to try to make her unreliable, bitter, and frankly sound like she was just doing this for the money and that she didn't really mind because she was getting her rent paid.
Well, another very interesting twist, the jury also got to hear a voice recording from Diddy to Jane as new evidence that was just introduced. That recording accusing Jane of playing games and that she, quote, better get on her job. What do you believe prosecutors are hoping the jury takes away from hearing Diddy's own voice in this way?
I think this was a messed up by the prosecution. They're trying to say that he is forceful and coercive and only sees her as, well, a prostitute. Her job was to keep him happy in the bedroom with these escorts. If you listen to the voice audio, which because it's been leaked, we all have, he doesn't sound like that. He sounds more like, look, if you want to play these games, then I'm out of here. It sounds more just like casual talk. It doesn't sound forceful at all. So I really don't think the prosecution did the wise move bringing that audio tape in.
Okay, so there have been some analysts who've come on and they're kind of taking jabs at the prosecution, saying the prosecution's case is weakening just a bit. There are some holes. They're not seeing a strong connection for the racketeering, for the sex trafficking. What do you say to that? Do you think the prosecution has a real problem here tying all of the things that we're hearing to that racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, those particular charges?
Absolutely. I think they mischarged a lot of things. They have a great case for labor issues, human trafficking, right? Because we've heard from assistants that they couldn't go home, that he basically kidnapped them to do their jobs, maybe even a drug trafficking charge. But they didn't do that. Instead, they tried to say he had a criminal organization where he did all of these things to make Bad Boy Records more successful. Well, that's not the thing. It sounds like he was a thug with a bunch of bad things, but it doesn't really tie in. And even the sex trafficking case, it's weakening, but Jane's testimony to me is the strongest against any of his charges because you have that one incident of him busting down the door and then making her have sex.
Very interesting. All right, well, we will continue to watch it as it progresses. Jess Lettingham, good to see you. Thank you for your insight this morning.